Macron General.
Peace FM 104.3. Who to meet Taki?
Chief.
Yes, sir.
What's your brother?
Rapping.
Bibi Aboko.
Muhu dama na menye.
Na ya keke yenzama.
Elbo nyumi na menye honorable na yedzigogo sebi o backstage. Ono area e bakachi.
Dam.
Ana mfa pepe ya muhwemu na kwame. Muhu na Ozelumba kwandem na yinu botu court wa.
Ended na court madam yinu. Ba menyim the appeal baby mo a. Na nchenyim the honorable so a lawyer.
Ayo, in fact, I'm honorable. You'll be a admin by Yensha and Dimpunampu.
Damn. Or a lawyer and Tieka law as will defer to him.
In the issue,
Marty or a tax consultant and so.
Chairman, I'm going to tell you honorable some questions. Become
lawyer, it's a tax consultant and so. And a lawyer, so. I don't want them market official kakra.
I know who
anyway, can post up what now? I am also with you.
I see.
It's see.
Chairman, no, I didn't. Chairman, who you, Papa? Kwame, na before I ever start to wedding, Jaya, a chehena, Emma, you didn't come on.
No.
Kwame, na maybe me be so, you know, got me be so private, but me be so public mobility. So I reach out to you, BYK.
Why don't you BYK?
Ebe. I want partner I call an
she at this point.
Beyond control.
Why not beyond control?
Ebe, medical. On you gazea.
Meaning need them into me.
Hey, no, need him say we say Kwame Nkrofo pinyim now a king of the street that
only a young come only backstage and come on.
Although who know you also why she say we Kwame or program kakraka bi now from han ye po yampo. Yagubo go say no that todo.
Yam na dum.
See e pedi ye kesa or there ye bombozin na ye ba jiwu nshira ni bi.
Amen.
You say any team no say a mesra hon there one more modern wombo hu. Sa apun adwuma pa won hwe.
Hey,
when you kasa.
Se me then.
Na bombozin na mahona kwanya na we free kasi. Ona lambra no nyumbezi nkomo. Kwame Lumba na asem no wa mama keka dem nsem yo.
Benta.
Kwame Lumba yankopon no to nsa friend.
Yeah.
I would di dwuma bi wo he said that penal said the independence square na Kwame mo hwe mesi magana fo. Wo si wo German na wo su wo sre yankopon da onhwe baby papa no onfa ntran. Na Kwame makan me sense du bi o de hu behia. Na se nyimpa bɔ no ho mɔden wɔ abrabɔ da ya na ya bɔ na ba da nsa na wonya ne baby obede obɔkɔ. Na ye ya pedamade no do bibifu nyimpa no komo wi a ehwa. Na Kwame ya kekan sam papa nkotin bɔne ne de yenka. The mesre ne de one more mɔden na wo mehia na wonyu ni da mon common.
Dam.
Wonyu di da mon common wi a me sure de super bottle ya kai rapaholic. Umpo na nyankomo wore bo nwuma na mara mkai wo de ebe na se unua kakra be tamadwuma orkedi bi kumase.
Yeah.
Kwame je hu mosi.
Sako de.
Ma batina ha so Kwame mo assignment in ye. Na assignment na ya menyu bi.
Moi.
Oye shatawale na assignment.
E ba asembio.
Mo bunchwer mo pacho mo ko hu bronyin bi ne na nsa mo tukwa. Kwame on official ambassador. I mean me celebrate legends na mala mako amako. Ntwa mo bi mama adwuma enti mutu kwanda na say na mi share bronyi bi Kwame o say I saw you on the station Ghana kneeling I say fakan na me say yeah Kokrokoo o say mo hunda me bo me sre a chopa wo show bi do there ya di bi ma musician bi na me so no kware Kwame mama service onye too late dem dwuman na danu wala hwe wo adwuma your numbers adwuma Kwame and pay mo sorry am to two from them rebo programming numbers p wo di chi or numbers adwuma
of course
boniso de of patanyipa no ti dama assignment na madam no bombodi na ye dem adwuma ma yentwan ma kire bi onye yi ansa na yakade o muhu yanche na Kwame me wienda ma mesre we free kasi na umpanyifo ma mkwa na mama ai Rollins nebusia oye na nakuru ajuma Rollins ne ebusia na ne mba nyinara
na nchon ze Ghana fu nyinara
kwame ame
because ye nyina ye ebusuan
kwame ame mana maba nti odam de manu tum menyi mankrofo akeka ena odam ma wiazi nyina wo hu de ma susu se bi menyi hon emira wo mi menyi hon rusu na yesre de Yankopon nankasa obaji ne kra odesi ye kwame mami bi no water come to 5 menyim de enyim ne pa ofrend milikus second no wo bezi bia ya ye bra ye for ye twice water
o swala na ice water
kwame mama mi ka bebi na majare ho na milikus su na mama mi wa fanda na back besi akakraba ami oba fie no obechia ye no tuba mam no se chief shedinati na Yankopon ma mesra inde omma ahonzi ne gina na bombozi na kataba bedo na ichiriye na mama pere makachiro yinde isusususu a boewenyu ana fadwen na ye mo se de ye sentin de una no kroya okoya wa shawarehui Yankopon bama wa ye nhira odamo wa sasido
amen
meka the same thing da ma Zenator Rollins na OMP Kole Klote na ninu anum nyinara aza wato wenyu ye nyina ye nyitu areho awo na asema ebutum ya aka kire ho nyinde ma oyefe nyinde wo begina na wakata na echi fefe nya me charge president ma amaso da tugwa do yo man asem de ma wara aka na na pay
no
so man bahwe na ya kra na echi fine na me gidi de arehu ya nde wa boto hoi se wo kra echi fine na wo de enfrawese koguno do na se okọ bebi ma obokọ a Yankopon ba ma arehu yi wa ye inshira mama won na honeja obeye ni Yankopon ya adoma obafa hombo frame wondo ma won so wa ye kesimpo wo da sendam ame makan dem wi a ejidifo a we take peace femina won kada amen
yes sir
medals na mamenka bibi kakra nto minia chief baby a odiwi no yejitum de Omanpenyin Rollins ne hokafo na nakunedo Ajiman Rollins Ghana yentumi enka ye na abakosem a yemfa woni din yemfa mbem titurefa current Ghana yem population are very youthful na dodo na wobenyanke kakra about yen democracy ya practice or ye President Rollins no share na say na yeko since 1981 PNDC Bay na Nehokafo na Nakunedo Ajiman Rollins Nature Doma Oboy Obi beka de say Rollins tum drew baby away drew na nkote na hodin untum drew ogide Nehokafo ne so emboa odeboan na water se kopim da Omanpenyin Rollins film the 3-4 years any na Nakunedo
this year 5 years this year November would have been 5 years
oh wow na ehwe ne most recent activities are okopim otumfo okoja otumfo abra otumfo so na osie asante hema just recently least that anybody expected there in pufrim obotum wefi and inside them in fact parliament moko parliament na say one of the first responsibilities of parliament here parliamentary training and speaker okade ye moderate it moderation no na okade mene ezanato ye joint MC for the program na what the meeting come zanato no say na na so free na kwa be hwe baby zanato fi baby ote na wase mene nkete na wona ye mfa adwen kwa na ye be fado ye be hihye program no na mekete na nchen na ojitum do okay what's menene ku MC na oneme fa adwen kwa na ye be fado ye be ye na most of them are menu then can be the first time MP afi na ma parliament this is just a month or two I call parliament but encouragement or the mam na opportunity to the extent they do baby mpono na ompede obe lead even the MC judge medini na mostly or the mam no guide my and from that time I shared a very personal friendship with her inti yebema ne shezen yebema busuani na shezen nenu anum
Santo Amina na Kimathi
yema ho nyina shezen mosa Omanpenyin da to go no any choice or your money na yende
our longest serving first lady
exactly
almost 20 years
exactly in a MPP so ye issue a formal message of condolence to the family as well. It's here, actually, named the Yame Adoma, Ebusiafuni, na the Bibia Puna, Yabokoni Aquatage, na Yayi Bibia Fefe.
You know the sad thing, this year, November 12th, Rollins didn't carry that 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then November 17, Mrs. Rollins would have been 77.
Oh.
Yeah.
Double blessing.
Yeah. So November 12, 5 years are Omanpenny Rollins if you say. November 17, Nanka Mrs. Rollins been 77 years.
And coupon from the crest.
Yeah.
Why be?
Why be? Why be? And you'll be an over Pewasum. But hey.
I do one more time. 77 no Gina floor no your boogies.
Baby.
That's a young company. I'm a guy.
Peace 104.3 Samedi Kankan Martino Chief Baini our Hanope Chief Baini a former NDC Deputy National Organizer our studio num Anope and Isaac Boama Nyako I am Rashe Bedrini or TMPP Akonya so our Efia constituency na Ebedin Komaka Kamnion Beko Rashe Bedrim. But before that, Rapid Courier said, if you're shopping from the USA or Europe, let Rapid Courier handle it. Now, Rapid Courier will buy, will ship, will deliver your packages fast, safe, secure. No credit card, no US address, no customer stress, no wahala. So you can shop from Amazon, Zara, Apple, wherever it is that you're shopping from. Rapid Courier will take care of everything straight to your doorstep. They have over 20 years of trusted service in the courier business. So Rapid Courier will make your shopping and shipping very easy. So shop, ship, and relax. Just leave it to Rapid Courier. You'll find Rapid Courier at Kokrokoo International Airport, Cargo DL Building, or visit their website, rapidgrp.com. That is rapidgrp.com. You want to call them? 0537 211-415. That is 0537 211-415 or WhatsApp 0209 849-160. WhatsApp number 0209-849-160. Bibia pay from USA, Europe, Bebiano, or the only Rapid Courier in the Inkitahon Elhom, or Mabaya Mountain Temshi, so I'm manning na kuye. Rapid Courier, I'm saying shim near the abroad. Peace 104.3. Yanko Mashebijum because Ohona Isaac Boama and Yakun Edine Juma. Ike, Inti Gabriel must say the government is running away from it, but the Gale bill died with the 8th Parliament. In Yafanesa and to government Baba.
Kwame Medasipi, Odikan Maminchia.
Mejodo.
Na MD Eko live Yenshada
Yenshia you. Enya. Yeah, I mean,
too much.
Oh, Mr. Michel.
It's oil ministry part.
Well, I see.
Minchie Fia Fonso.
What you do?
Eba Western Regional. See Fia. The gateway to the Western Region.
Remember when I'm saying,
Eba, best number Brunia, named there Christmas time.
John is a sharp.
It's your best way.
Martin,
if you have funny answer.
Yeah, you do.
Now, Minchia Chief by name. And the say no easy. Juma Kesa, why? Now, since you are going to private practice here. This is me with Juma now. We didn't. You assess provisional tax now. Kwame.
Yes.
This gay bill, yeah, anti-gay bill, yeah, in fact, mana osi eneda krampo no ma merehoe.
Benta.
Osande, you see, yeah, third meeting of the first session of Parliament, 9th Parliament. That is Tuesday. Yeah, last week. And yen order paper. Yeah, they told the Yamea Duma, you be deal with them anti-LGBTI bill now.
Yeah.
Now, order paper no. Eshe yen standing order sir. Or ye Speaker of Parliament with leadership of Parliament. And I will agree with Azar you beat him or pass.
What friend other paper?
That's the agenda.
Okay.
Basically, that's our agenda. It's BBA and one mobile to work or other paper, that is clerk and what better other paper.
Speaker and a leadership.
Speaker and leadership 1 year away. It's for us, once it was published in the other paper, then you be treat another will be introduce them LGBTI bill. No. Now, Osando ye first day of coming back to Parliament. Sebibi Tina yentumi anya. The normal thing we see there, adecha, you be roll over issues are not said that you discuss, I am discussing. So on Wednesday, when it was missing in the other paper, the normal deputy chief whip Honorable Habib, or draw leadership on attention there. The Madi you will book him in there. No bandana in the only other paper.
Yeah.
And a majority leader who is also leader of government business.
Mahama
Long talk. Ochechim na di ena ofihe ba hina na speaker nyawe ena wode be shem ena say no speaker said na onim wa approve nti wonyi film ko he ba he etini na onkonkosi ne dey speaker ba obeba be ka dem asem no ma yehu baby a osi. But one interesting statement Honorable Mahama Yaga King was that bill no ya pass. Once the 8th Parliament had passed the bill. 1809 day you be jama President Mahama or be sign the bill no na wa be yembra. It's on time simple day you discuss a reintroduction of the bill in Parliament.
Okay.
That was Mahama Ayaga's position. And yen minority leader Fenyo Mark in opposition, minority in position was bill no though it was passed by the 8th Parliament. Sir President was a center.
No nyemra.
It's in Mrebianka 8th Parliament, so all year there would do Hujumano say, a complete process need to ascension. Then it dies with the 8th Parliament.
Not there because President Kufuor one sign. Until even though Parliament are passed on Onyemra. Until the Speaker is right, there it has died with the previous Parliament. Okay, Mete.
And that was minority view, and that was why reintroduction as I need about to other people don't know. Now members now because of a private members bill, the members of Parliament even one face one who do there will be the Hujuma. So they have gone through the entire process into answer na yedebe ba floor no. Not sure that we refer that my private members bill committee. My committee no wa shame committee is chaired by the first deputy speaker here for. But why you will be beyond when that deny ready for it to be laid into na other people.
Okay.
So Senka Mahama Yaga, the head of government business, I am majority leader. So now why dream on bill no ya pass area was the President Mahama signer. Why did it even get itself in the other paper in the first place for reintroduction? So a one man say ye leader say. Fast forward, what's the interim speaker Ambra? And I need a speaker bay. It is speaker bay and what's the assembly.
The headmaster ba.
Say the father or father. No, but you basic private number 3. You go basic guidance because he has so much experience. The most experience across Africa.
That's true.
It's in Nansempo I call Geneva. We are electing as speaker for IPU. You congratulate your speaker. It is speaker Ben. And them Mahama Yaga leader or the two name them. The men are maybe any. And you hear the guidance. But surprisingly, Mahama Yaga Kasem Fufu. I say, Bill now what they call President Mahama, what pass a bill or Parliament. What they call my President Akufo-Addo. And now President Akufo-Addo said they're on sign. Kwame Yente also bill no was transmitted to the president. I don't know now we could do president means him. It's President Akufo-Addo now who decided they on sign the bill. And this was yesterday when the speaker was sitting.
So it doesn't have to come back to Parliament, Anna?
To the extent today, also even when they were transmitting the thing to the presidency, the president's office had issued what or the intimidate even the Parliament House. The member won for bail name back, so they were even threatened. Parliament was threatened by President Akufo-Addo. The member won for bail name back, yet they were still able to transmit the thing to the president. After Speaker Bejine Guana or Cheche Mana Okoda, Speaker say, Bill Nankasana ye pass or Parliament. One co-president.
How?
This was the Speaker of Parliament yesterday. The bill didn't even move from Parliament to President Akufo-Addo.
But it did, Anna.
Exactly. And you know, them confusion na yen majority leader. Now also that didn't know quite. In a president and sign in a you know saying what the hot man can idea betray my president Mahama one sign, you know. It's completely in error as compared to the guidance as speaker demand, because answer na bill about president. It is the speaker that has to sign and address it to the president. It's in the speaker said that one sign one found called president on the man. Then that overrules them earlier statements. Now Mahama Yaga di tupun there. I don't know how called the president. So my asset even in the answer and speaker Becca Sampun. Now or chain there I don't know or the president now booming.
So LGBTQ plus did they away before elections? What's all this about?
Eti kwame
no oye basma enti no oye dede kekekwa
mana oye even alarming there. Speaker Debewi no o say the state in which I pass bill no last parliament or pass no when would there are even some portions of the bill oya review another proposals are in Kofoda Bado said they shini in its reintroduction to Parliament this time, or likely there you some proposals or reviews to it. Fine. Now, what question is where I'm coming from? They deny, what them LGBTI know who did Akufo-Addo and MPP for so burden one ped was sign and so saw them Jumano Donasika. Them they deny, an asset in there. What was it? They deny na ye patch it. It is on your politics na ye and ye pede ye gu abani hufi. Another ye pede ye chere abano honor the because of this situation and economic conditions ninti abana ye tinti why ye boapayo de on pede obe sign the bill no. Eti na Akufo-Addo sign. In a say Waban Mahama so but near catch say Mahama Aba no be sign a bill the pass area. Give it to him to sign. 10 months down the line, why the president on signing? It is the proper position of it. Ayebema Ghana for what has in the day. The bill expired with the 8th Parliament. Was it will be reintroduced in the 9th. Speaker said, "I committed. I believe my speaker there. Obama Yensa can tell." But what I'm saying the day, Yaba Parliament, 9th Parliament. Billy Bioba baby I passing under certificate of agency Kwame. So I don't know the your agent. The on your agent. What about 1 day, 2 days now you're passing under certificate of agency? It's my proposal under the bill no Ghana free na yaja to maybe. Or your bipartisan bill. Minority and majority na yajitum the member no sedoba. And you know what's about one fan brand here passing and the certificate of agency. Most are passing branding now.
But is it that urgent?
Hey, Kwame na abana yeba abotuni. Say BBI agent too. BBI ebe pass BBI or agent. Ghana Medical Trust Agency, Scholarship Agency, Gold Board Agency. Now the means money na Una wash say Nkrofo na eja wo bobo wo nechi onye agent I believe that as a people no woma yema amanyosem onkufum oba national discourse woma ye nyina ye review I be wo no cry yes we believe as a country that this is where we have to go but ebia at the material time and a discussion no or one ho economic and national implications. It is an konyama yosema. Yet here was able to make given the current economic conditions that pressures baby bano. Yenya butana yen shada yen manage situation. Yawo hin high and kakra. Na ye to me abogum. Then the say ye can want me. Obi anim that the national situation will change until there ye last year nimuno. Until we have all the peace and the mind to do whatever we are doing. But yanya nationalistic in the way we promote and talk about matters. Na ye na man your seminar na ye di gugu ye hu fi ne say abana wodu ni din na nkofo din. Then when the tables turn, so will be compelled there yenkone them. But I don't believe the honum na here as minority we want to go. We want to see to a bailer who speak to the conscience of this country. Yen clergy, whether or a Muslim, whether a Christian, whether a traditional religion, whether Nipano in Kwasor or Tidena, the Ghanaian culture, Ghana fu yen suna yen bano, on so the madido. Iti yene constitution mrapono, not all provisions for it, but on deal with it decisively there, both are in the wajin simno. It is a yen opportunity. Let's do it with finesse. Let us not be pushed by executives there. They na wope. Speaker ka baby. Also there nka abani bempu nka abani pede o jemrano odi fi. Private members in one sim. Na government na nkasa odeba.
Imagine the president pokenyo.
Exactly. But speaker ne na anya adwen there. This is a private members application. Into onja na by partisan no. Iye na nkasa yen hye mbransa abani wa adwen bi a obotum oda fi chi da mane Parliament, and then those things can be considered. Then now I will keep at 2/3 majority. I was memory and KBD. Whatever on Cherokee, able to push na yina ya kuyin. Kwame
Medase Chief in TCC, I was the way forward. I'll now open to Abim.
Kwame
Medase.
You can feel free to see do na minchia impam pimpima wajibe. Will take way free. Na mambo na umpayinfo so abado. Kwame.
Yeah, that's it.
Me wienda ma. I'm paying John Dramani Mahama and I know Kafo or Emma Melodina and the payment in Chiakase, Mezemahona, and I say, Casse, and I had them on there. Obesi Guedu, Okodrona, Oyenzama, Obama Ghana Fu, Yahu, here, and Yetum Yako in him.
What you do?
Kwame, as some other point, do you see? Now, we can crack him with a cry, and I hear you in a mason or a church or not. Kwame ebe yo kakra na de honorable nala ono ofi so ade na wepe ono fi parliament na obaka parliament asem kire na oye den na mi na obi enu nyina odi ete no Kwame ehu baby mo de nkomoni fi odi buy but mama pedi e kind the parliament or a house of records na say the headmaster of parliament being the speaker okasa emi momzi se ba mam kwana speaker mawaka no ono na mede botu anamon
mete
enti baby man sam no ko fa nyina no se no kwasam ni speaker no nkomo that wonya ono no kire position na ade no baby mo da sesiara kwame ho ne ye bahwe ne yedi nkomo
baby a speaker that no
exactly kwame mama pere yinyinara Ghana yibiala sonso nye Ghana nyisu a wo Ghana wenya konya otewe free no there Ame Ghana fo dodo nara wachire won adwen timer na ye di da mun komo yi wo ye ma Ghana ame o emenyije de ye fi da mun komo abre no do ye kodum pempen do aye we sesiara se dwuma bi kra rebokodo a onka de ma na ye fi ase foforo hodeda ame again Ghana fo wonyo bia de mmiri ihe na manyofu yi ye ba wona yima obeten asem na wato aba oda amahe na yetum ya forma banne ya yenhihye ya obeye mfaso oda ma Ghana fo Kwame na NDC amanyoku no so tere medin kankan dede krodo wadam nkomo yi hu na mepede mema waso atide dam dede no se Ghana fo no wotum woto aba na wodi yi party a obobu omanager na dam dede ontum oyekwa sentinyi de ensama huru kodo a Christopher sorry Muslimi fu sorry woto anamon ebinum woko petition president woko president ho binum roko opposition leader then ho ami yedidi nkomo no kodum pempenra MPs awo parliament wanye MP kropi owo afa na mu afa na afa nyina yenye bi awoka won ho obo kwame mufu adamasem no do ndem mufu ado still sentin de se nyimpa da se nyen tume hu baby me firi ba na obi ehu da ha na usufia ami wo kan nyimpa nka ho ye nyimpan da minti na he nyina ye kono obi so de ifiri he ismi free Ghana na se si Ghana na efia kwa mi se na Ghana ma ye didi on na he nyina ye champion wo baby ma ye wo biara
yeah
enne baby ma ya akodun kwa mi o ye no kwasemi de ye tete dem from am da ma se mi obey se we could do presidency sorted day made in kan the speaker declarance aba ye don't know twinche na nnedwe ya ye wo mi o ya da ye position o ye the same amaka na yes because magana for working no o wa na wogina do ba me ma yesren de enkwatenten na hodin na Ghana fu nyina obohu na NDC no tena bado speaker no so tena bado na da men hihye na obesa na oboko n'enyim na wakwa akodu parliament na Ghana fu na woto aba ni nyina so wodi wanyu atuemu na wehu de ende da na yes you nde so yes you da mu kwani ni ye fado ni yetu da manamon but say ahweni ye na ye na yenya adom binti yenya da mu kwani ye betena Africa sedo ana wankasa adom binti tena we fridu na ye adwuma I mean, I am fan chechemu na to oboboa modihina kwichi say start the year to anamoni bio our parliament to sentina make da mean there. I mean say narrative no bana say Ghana for antasi baby a yedu. Na ye nyina ya mfa akoma pa ya mfa ntechiru baby ma ye wonde ye piane kosi baby ma na ye pedi yesi na. I mean ma politician. So ye NDC so ye MPP or the adwin or the agro.
Now at this point no any more ye anyina.
On bandam.
Yeah, sure.
Tinta make the speaker no baby more that. So honorable MP no be nanka okay the speaker akadam na nso mrane kire dam no yedam no tanaka ye ko hwe bibi fufor. But even though MPP ni say tay na asema orka. O say speaker no more that to hon na onu nyi ho panyin kire kwan no baby more than hon ye ba abafado. Kwa mi say hon ye ba abafado no ye nyina ye bedi no koreda. Parliament kru no wewu a ordinance semewu anoye dam not ma ensa kwosha sa wa yembran ono onye parliament na wewu na onye ni wu emu obeye mra ma parliament fufuru ya wa be ya ono abuka hu wo hwe na damadin oye adwuma wo manim okay say akwadum pempendu na speaker wa kan na mo tinyi da no oda dam bill osambo to yenu anu mu a wo parliament MPC no hone yim bio na ekwana wo fadu we bobo hu ntem I'm thinking there honorable unkofu ni bi no one year smart wo as a politician and I'm talking politics now because ma won wo fam wo dam project ho and a baby my yedrun ma wo be here there wo collaborate na why mo se da wo ye no man nyina ehu there susu ampara o ya do da ho da NDC wo pede wo ya na tricks bi wo
ite afanya mark na o say ma what there campaign or catch one or parliament there asemia worried zechi onye straightforward dam na wo zagora one day oba ha nyina into the other day no recall parliament day nche we hu
kwame
because I say na mo be papa so it's the masem no na che de bibi wo ma you to
kwame me monko parliament
maso da ma
me MP
but
me the president because I'm telling you the me you no trade send them kase mi chuo na monko parliament na on tendama mama wata ase de ene da na meka dey no dey na mijina na moko parliament so won opede wo ya ade foforo se parliament ne mbran de ma academy me fiwa Ghana fu nyina be hu de no kwa afoye kwa me ma ye hwa in de bedi no kwa na akada din o ewia dinze ma nyina se saw na de bo obodo wi a what shall it profit a man na nyanze ma nyina ewie na afie gya ho na akada wa mu ne emi me principle ena o man nyina ya kan wasam asofo akasa imams akasa ahimfo akasa at the cross ho mi hu
but see she them akasa no abafom
enya onche
asofo na imams na ahimfo na wan wakasa nya se why
go to president Akufo-Addo o say it's bound to happen kasa na akufom sentin there issues o ho nda hwa issues bi a discuss bi na yengalam say seven and whatever ni na basra ye kan wasem kwa me dem asem yo nkofomu ne mmere baba wo parliament ho mo obosor mama wo de yeke bia so yaka ena ma obia so kan biara so waye na Ghana fusu we hu ne won dudu na wote yen ho nyina wontum o mamba omanpen untum ba be mo ye kwame oye group party bi no obenya dam tumu no aba na wodi won were wada de wada hye won mu ma me sranye de ma me ye ma politics ni ndikan oye da ma asam no kra no ye ba yi wa asam se te ma me kan ye pa na de to na manyi na hwemu ye na he politics owo ma nka yimpa kra no te akiri no sende de de yam enti nda ba mrehwe nka dam yimpa no obenya ho faso sentinyi de the master no baba parliament no abudu speaker nanyim and they have a way minority so delay cry you have a way to raise issues in wo no ahwekwa na baba forward my aka ho asem in any case members now will file a private bill some are MPP and they are still in parliament yes and they have a voice they can speak Messi mo obeya me nyina ya gi tum kwa me ono da mad the yen fan politics was asasido no kwani baby more than say shoe no omia ododo ana ya abehu de shoe no mu motinyi na kwana ya odo ye fado asema no odu mmremre a ahemfupo obogwa na wo frɛ ho manfo na waji ho manfo ho na adwen ma manfo ne pen ana ahemfupo ma somdwe odeba enti ma mesre Mr Speaker in there Messi mo weturu na esidu na asema no wakanen ekwana odo wo fado na wo ye da medwuma no speaker mo hwɛ na da mu kwan nyina onkodo totin na mom afa na afa afenyo obakare obepepa mama yarga honorable so bakare dey no ono ze woba floor ha obotum edi ho okay na ihe nga na fo na he nso yedi he re yedi ahye ye papa speaker ni mo ono no matre ote won do direct affairs so direct na kwan ne bada ho na ban mo opedo ye wo ho obadagwa na we friend the minority so more the work wo ho no so obotogwa ma he nyina ye hu a kwa me dem esi mind da ye kan there na madidi onye ye culture ye nso so don dem position na na ode ye binara ye gina dem position na chiri na ye hwe kwana ye ba fado a echiri mba kwa me why are we like this in that tifie na se hwe bibi dem cartoons yi wo TV do na se hu bibi a mom de me fancy o me hu bibi na se me hwe na ade no nkoyi ya mansuma we mfide mu a modum biko kwa me se nyankopon aye ma dum na ekire me nyi ho a control bi enyi ho dam enti nda tasen na ebotuma aye dam control na ekire mesi ma wo boto yi na kwan no mote owom de nyimpa bi akita na adwen akwa me se ebeje nyimpa bi akita na adwen to obi an ye ma opia kwa me ye ntumi ye nchichire o ma ma onye ye ma kwesi bro nyipo mbaka ye ho do opedo onye be ye bibi papa wada mani asofo akasa again me kamete wie ahemfo akasa ye nyimo bia ne position dada enne baby ma ade no ro wachichire ni fin dam na minority honorable awu na udom kakraba wo hwe na woka wode bo for once other Ghana fu yetum yenya rehembu wo mu de ende da no wo ba atwere wo parliament wo no wo queen ende wo nkodo wo mu atwere bi onye da ma kwa me mmiri baba no wakasa obi anfa nya asem bi twa omaniaba
yeah that's the Chief Baini but interesting conversation here. Eric Amponsa Boatin says Honorable Boama has explained issues to us, but what we learned was that Nana Akufo-Addo couldn't sign because of a legal matter and so had to seek interpretation from the court. I suggest to Parliament and Sam George in particular to speed up the process to get the bill passed. But by the way, our main challenge about this bill is that we may not get donor support should it become law. Also, at the Masim, me sure, Chief.
Kwame, pocho break na mkase.
Match break, Chedo.
Kwame. She. Donor support no ba oyi, oboa hen wo kwambido. Kwame ne nansen, si ebedi yen ho no kwara. And the question there you ku etia hona wo say he nso enyi. Tira Miss Honorable kan question da ban ba hwe na ya hye hen sika gudi ni munzama and the good board obobad. Se ehwe depositor ye wo mineral resources Kokrokoo na nasefu Kwame say oyedo na po no retwen na so a afi na mra so do da adwen na adwen kabum na ye adwuma because emi be ma mi gina na mi gidi de Kwame say ndama tutoye na ode ye ma ode ye ya donor support obo ye wamba so aye chichiri ye ma no ye na Kwame ye dan ye president Miss Nyame for crazy Nyame onfane crazy
amen
Nyame onfane crazy
amen
na dem su na bana na ye bokodo yako Kwame iti kakra ezba mama ejinti masenhyewa na se masi betum aye adwuma ya na ono masi be adwuma na wa hwe ye ho se yendi da umpo ne ye wonkwa aye betum ya tena sase du kopim ta manyame beba ono ye better de yebeje adodode yedi na ye ho akire na yasase.
Ewusiwa says, I agree that it should be passed under a certificate of urgency. Nane Kuyamwabuatin Ablekuma says, the NDC are only playing games in the LGBTQ issue. Sam George, Sam Okujeto are conspicuously silent on this matter. Posterity will judge us all. Nane Kuyamwabuatin Blakuma Central. Aaron Edu says, if both the majority and minority leaders are saying that the LGBT bill was passed, then what prevents the assent by the president? Dr. Aaron Edu Enede Eno Ebraying. Kokrokoo Peace 104.3. Yeah, Tuasunum. Dennis says, Ghana's politics is bringing nothing to the nation. Kwame, in Holland, we're voting today and we're voting on issues. Muchacho says, you trust the Ghanaian politician at your own cost. Where is Sam George? Or today the V8 is soundproof, so he's talking and we can't hear him. The NDC energy on LGBT is not C18. And then, okay, moving on. Same messages. I'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. This anti-LGBTQ law this nation has spent almost 4 years on is the most needless endeavor by a country like Ghana. A nation engulfed in filth, galamsey, poverty, unemployment is more concerned about how two consenting adults behave in their closets. Anyway, people deserve the governments they have. If half of this energy had been channeled into galamsey, unemployment and corruption alone, people will be so employed that will have no time to peep into other people's bedrooms. And that is Danny who brings that one in. On the brighter side of life, Georgina Vanilla Oboshi Togbo, birthday blessings to you on Sunday, and I hope when it comes you have a good celebration. Georgina Vanilla Oboshi Togbo of Enterprise Life, birthday greetings in advance to you on Sunday. Have a good one when it comes. Nana Boating in Germany says, I want to say congratulations to my dear wife Benny Sapong. She's giving me a baby girl. And ye papa ye ja ye wofa Thomas Kisiedu Okain and your friend Tommy Hugo. Maybe a trim no or ye DC MC, especially during the PNDC era. Or Penny Thomas Kisiedu Okain, our friend Tommy Hugo. Then 40 days observance, ye dini 40 days and ewe busuye fie ewe bri Jamaica. So inti moa muye busuye fana moa munimnum mon shene en som. This one says, if I may ask, certain bills were passed under certificate of urgency. What's preventing them from doing the same here? Master P is asking. And then Afarita Disco Down says, like the biblical characters Haman and Mordecai, where Haman built a gallows for Mordecai to be hanged, but eventually Haman himself got executed. So is the current stage of the NDC in opposition. They ambushed the MPP with LGBT. Today they are in power. Whether the NDC likes it or not, they will and must pass this law. Afari Tadisco down. And then Chief Bani Ekan. This whole gay issue was just politics. And it still is. None of our presidents wants to sign this as it incurs the wrath of many of the international community. Joe B sends that one. Ask my friend, my MP, and the architect of YB Edu Fund if he is aware of the statement by Honorable Ayariga. If the minority insists on reintroducing the anti-LGBT bill to Parliament, we, the majority, have no objection. However, we cannot guarantee how many years it will remain in Parliament before being passed. In the words of Abdul Malik Kubak, what a walking contradiction. Chairman Sasa Enade Eno Ebaye. In some media, Dawson. Well, Peace 104.3. Say, if you know, do we feed Atoham, Yenya Isaac Boamanya, Komra Shebeduni, if your constituency will have Chief Bani, former deputy national organizer, Emma NDC, Ewaha, Anope, Ewa Yejumedianesum. Musa Abatua says, those putting pressure on the current government over the LGBTQI bill should have faith in President Mahama. President Akufo-Addo played to the gallery and failed to sign. Now that the anti-LGBT has been relayed, well, it's not been relayed, has it? Musa Batwa is not being relayed at all. Don't let's get ahead of ourselves. Why? It's not been really late. But anyway, moving on up, let's see how it goes. Chief Bani has had his bite, and Inya Boamasu has had his bite this morning. And my very precious listener is listening. So good morning to you, my very precious listener. Have a lovely day in court. May you win all your cases. Now, Chief, talking about discipline, long hair, discipline, is there any correlation? Use of mother tongue, any comments? Nifi Yankwenyim.
Kwame.
Brother.
That's a long hair now. This is our correlation.
What's it? You know the conversation going on. Mayor of. Mayor of. I say, hey, mayor of.
You see, what I think you should not say that. I mean, when studio high bay, yeah, why didn't you know quite too much and there? As much as I may entertain me educated. And send you who and Mam Kwame, my father, and Simon and Fanfa way freedom. Oh no, what rules of engagement.
Yeah.
Aha. Dam kwano na all they share. Dam asemia wa babo tukwe. I mean, but discussion may follow no pi na. Ya hwene tra dam na ya case. One away against obenya case. One away for obenya case. Na mampere bi say na ye hwehwe for against fu wenya case anade. Dam particular area na dam asem ni fin ye hwentiti bi a ye drem ma bi a wo ba Kwame ami mom de me wo secondary school no na me pe bi anape o London me man fa friend is Stico Engo hates nobody
Maybe
Kwame o twa punk basa
Stingo Engo hates nobody.
Stico Engo hates nobody.
Okay.
No punk nim Malanga sa me tsen we mi su o tutu mu punk mu Kwame me boss some shots but they be on the near button up trousers and pom monko foam. Oh come on no man foam kakra na me beat immigration wo twem I'm your experience and I'm a high American and it's a rules of engagement with school be mono oba ban there direction a yerbo kwanyin there ye chebro fususu ampa na mum yen kasa na ye kano na say na ye vernacular twi na asefo
do not speak vernacular e ka dem asem
do not speak vernacular wo friend class but na classes be ho a we twi we gan we daman so the way I able to ya hihye ndaman ye nyina ye baja to mu de ye pede ye nya damantiti wo yen suku mu no oboa yen word ono so wo Kwame Jati America.
Metaze.
Na se ya hwen nam no ya fa nko ma ya nyantu. Na ye hwe ni generally de wa dwen kyerɛ den wa dwen kyerɛ na. Kwame adwen kyerɛ ni ye nya ebutu ma kyerɛ no obi aso na adwen no kyerɛ bia no. Untum kada mi midi ye odzimu. Na mu mamotu ma kan de. A kyerɛ wa adwen ewie no ai de kwa akaji visa. Kwesi bronyi wa hwemeyim na nanse no wa bisa mi de. Enti mokwa Maba na memba na mebisa na wala ukrum na abade wo no so rules of engagement in the check hwe de yimpa na orokwan maba na de omba because me mesre de ma semidi won he nyinara de oya matter of interest obi a rute bia wa abofra bia so ye baby so ye penyin obodu dam level no na wodu dam level na dam entity ye na ye pendant Kwame but muntum hwe wonyim na munka nche uti hwa tutrunti mentum small wo kwambido uti hwa efu dodo nti mentum small wo kwambido oyenkomo bi a ode yehwe
what's this here so da ye mo bia kwan mo ye mo openi twin na echina obeka de shoe echina obeka da atare echinti no rules and regulations are rules and regulations let's follow the rules and regulations
say rules na ye follow ni ye gitum da GS ni hihye rules ni mo ti nti dam kwan na odo kwa kwa mi sansa na baba ni ponyim de rules no wo dada but my nso in the rules no auto okada baby because this conversation we've had it before my guy
Motown Terry my guy
Rastafari Bingi I was against Rasta no Obochan because boy no or the rasta now no do blue exam.
Wodo blow no manya.
No, the co motor if you go to be trying. Don't do. After motor no crack, I have to pay system. Say me you can say you get a friend. Scholarship more
or US.
And Usiana do him for. So it gives you an indication that yes. Rules of engagement people too much right they be but the matter putting into can fancy do there on them that the matter into me and then in fiha then go when him or one they know into me from but say education ministry through the minister or policy what baba na obako na bana jatum na cabinet is there okay this is what it is yenko Ghana yeba people may oppose but oya banning shisheya opedoye nti was the kasa subogu ho a wo be chechim ma wona oppose no so yeba try dey be chechim wo be tase na he nyina ya akọ but aka dey no ye friend enkomo bi a obotogwa na asam obai na ebie sida na opanyin ne de na no batum no kwa me binum so wagye no wo de fa bebi a ehwa ade no ma na ehu dey so anye politics no ka aka ye tanhu na bibi o enti ma yen nyinara ye bajatum a yen papa anya abani a hwe yen nyina ye do what the baba policy direction that damu kwani na ye fadon na what the kasa so abata ho ozana kwa mi sa wo nye oda mutumi church nsem bi ma adwene ho hwe de ebi am American na nka nda da adwene ho ba nda me kan adwene ho mo to na kwaso baby ma mi feel ba a ma hwehwe pa osimanyi do da ba not do oba succeeding onunti ina mon komo ya meriji kwa me meje fi baby ma meje ba da ba besi ne baby ma ba na direction obede odubo tugwa na he nyinara ya hwe mo oboboa da achemba no so kwa me se mo fra wo ko school na wo ye tira oko school no open be fi a cha no de na eja meti we tourist bia other salumba na wo rutrim na wo botiri na wo ye mo be because e wo we impersonal urbanity obey basa nti be ye ni no da ko se secondary school so ne ye hihye na ya aja atum na one year permanent na ye bisi ye ho de nti wo school obejezi at no akọ huru permanent ni ma na obako you know we have to look at all those things na ya hekwana da mazen obeye mboa odama but to say there ebia enwe ye nyina obe school of thought we all have the
obia wana yeah
me some banam bohu bi na mohwe na I don't judge you because of the way kasa na address na zaba so it's a whole conversation I'm thinking there or the na ye did them common from the because from manipulate I don't think it's an issue for them one walk school CP them are making but from man what go do be bobby whatever but secondary level hon
no
a honor issue no for me
okay
there okay say yaba allow na say fi primary na ko na je kodu secondary ho na da ho aye wuti no ho how does the person maintain the hair in any case education here the ma ho na kwana wo be yedwuma oboboa na omboa say wamboa it will come back to us as a man and shisha ya wanye ya na no or dey hwe kwana e be reinforce madam because onyira ban bi baba biu na ye besa ya baba ka ofrene iti hwi asem ya aka kor ono no ye achimota MDB say ya kan so di nusu ye secondary o ye ayi Kumasi ho baby ya santo na kwame na chero ya za owo
but how about the use of local language from kindergarten to P3 you agree
onunam school onka local language in school another
no me patch dem mo kan de mo from marketing kita work school yi one fa one krom kasa one fa nche one adze from kindergarten to P3
sabo frano or na de na bi adze no wa atase e wona kwa me obi wo hot adze so chiri mu ana o tropo anu ntu ntro ni
yeah
nti at that teaching level no dem a teacher bi charge no say ade no wa katwi a correct nipa na e kire no because exam no ko yen kwa me say won trotwi ana wo trotwi but mami jitumunyi de yen local kasan yen fa kwan e be fa do a ye be kire enti abofra no so robo school no pega on fa ga so robo school no petwi a on fa twi ana yen dam not so pe ewe a on fa ewe no ntu mo fa nsua no work I mean my understanding yen but there what school ho na wo kire aden ye be jabrofo no ho na ya ka local language in what the training. I mean, I'm not too. Or hold on, na kakra. Pojat
Mata say.
I mean, abana ye kasa ye drishene abua, but any is abano ye te nyimpana sem. Enti kwa me asem no boto gwa not then na. Ye hwe mesi mo ba ye mboa oda manyimpa nyinara na ya kodam direction. Ye nkan de abani nti ye bonda ana nye mistake da.
Okay.
Ayen ono anu ye dreko. I'm imagine mechire wo da masami no.
Chief Biney. So I'm casting me body in
Hamilton
Chief Hamilton Nixon Biney Kwekunyina wom Socrates Safo film producer and political activist. Socrates Safo says of Tokyo Jews, Rasta and punk in our schools. The issue of haircuts isn't about haircuts. Education is more than books and exams. It's about training, grooming, and building character. Every child has rights, yes. But freedom without guidance leads to chaos. Discipline prepares our children for the real world. Let's raise a generation that respects order, not reject it. The haircut rule is not punishment. It's preparation for purpose. It's preparation for purpose. Socrates Safo and his thoughts. MP, any thoughts?
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
SHS issues in a mother tongue. I mean, be very important. They kakrabe kauni about pregnancy in schools.
Hey, but me come on.
Kwame, long hair conversation about no atwakoda, no asanaba, and the question I did be samonde. What is actually the problem? Yeah, how one kasa no nobody.
Good question.
Because secondary school na ako secondary school. But today's relates to Imboframa Mbesiafo. You have a school, you have found any secondary school, population of about 500, 700, at times thousands of students were secondary school.
Yeah.
A quarter air kwakusi as a duty river. Would say that a river, no, unlike your war JHS, if you feel eku school.
Good.
Another a year Abufraba classes are eku school. It's on the weekend, Romami, or Besho, or the Walcom Saloon, or Pedro Boots, or Pedro Pema, or Bepem, Elko School, one day, Ebabaka, Witsi Wonya, Omame, or Bessan, we see one moment. But in your Korea secondary school,
boarding school especially,
paying for one school need facility be a we barber shop na hairdressers and wo honum de eso anopa akona koyuti. Obi onu ma ni ti e bia wa abo e mo fra me de won ti fie pabuti na 2 weeks 3 weeks anko ohuru ma e be san obi so onu ma ni ti on di 1 week na wa sha se de orobon enti if you keep over thousands of students in a secondary environment na eside e be jama obi ama na ope ordinity be ye odabada teachers na don't want to record one coach mo fra ma de no. Are you now going to change their direction from teaching them from another to now go and do inspection? Now, your nails inspection, now your shoe inspection, but then I say, barber share unkept hair, and I know can was secondary schools. So, in the case of the Yasantra, yes, it's really valuable to people. Why should the way see need to how they would do them timing? Now, secondary school was teacher. But here we are secondary school, here we are secondary school, Miss Yafat. What could secondary school? What your school went in Fubioma?
Well, Fukrama.
About the Robert what would you? If I got a yeti, we are not to Brazil and Japanese. And so the problem with this allowing long hair and its connection with indiscipline is Emma Bofraba no kwan. Another and embra, the Obotum will keep the hair with schooler. Not other so keep a hair and answer on your neat. Another obefu wabe can now our son will inconvenience because I know bit a trotro mukrapunas and it's mubona. We did 1 hour 45 minutes drive report then. Now no because in a school on a daily basis because one Anna
open so that
if you're not Bofrabanansa or free school, a lot of them their parents even don't have the resources. It's a problem that I want to keep my hair. But Nagasa only the resource to maintain the hair. Aqua GIS and no one can. The people are coming from a very rich home. obi on my knitting na oye ne kwan o maid bi another hairdresser ne kwan o be fie no ababo buti and most of the time oye day student issue. But when you go into the secondary school
boarding house
now, I don't think that we should even open this up for conversation, because the general interest I hear here abofraba oko school do kayade okesiante so abofraba no shemra wo school ha aba kwan e fada abofraba be respect the rules na ya hyehyɛ wo school na we dido so that owie school na say ofi wono ko university na nansa obone bra, or was some level of discipline bi onim there in school. The men zaman was say ya yin na yetum yedido awam yedru dem pempendi. So I'm of the firm belief that in terms of the long hair, it shouldn't be tolerated.
Okay.
The only thing that say me find obi okita natural long hair today, the park could be today them achimota incident and that one is a rasta. On we grow now the man walk and dealing with those one off and the rest, or you're more accommodating than just giving a blanket check, because any akade kwanda afraba no botum we keep on us there be jamiti. What would then become of the circumstances? So that is my take on it. In terms of the mother tongue,
let me tell you just quick one, an expert on these things today. Also, the language policy is not new. It was almost impossible to implement because of teachers to handle the various languages. Kwame, Ghana has over 50 languages. How do we handle this? It's very complex. We need a nuanced assessment for implementation rather than a fiat directive. Me too, MP.
Yo, Kwame, from what he said, and that's where actually my thinking is on it there. Yawo moframa, ubia nifia ufi. Nifia na ufi no, enim ni parents one background. Obi wa ne mami ko school, obi wa ne papa ko school, obi on my environment no one. Kasa what they tete ne local language.
Yeah.
It is abofraba no from day one. Copy maybe 5 years, 6 years. Oboko kindergarten 4 to 5 years. Wa pick an indigenous language around the environment. It is a Oruku school. Nasa school a question bracketing from the basic kindergarten. The unfavorable unfanshas are odutembia or mabufrabano changing that language becomes a problem. And you know, GS policy, there is a good reason I want you from KG to class 3. Because there you 2 year ma teaching, or you between the mother language and then the English language. So that one, Sabufraba ne background language in the local language. Na se echena da. The local language rebuana edrecheno. Na edi brofo so edre supporting. Etu obe kikane kakra na odibedru class 1, class 2 no. Na e reduce the local language usage. Na e increase the English language.
Because
the traditional lingua franca you use for Ghana or a brofo.
That's our official language, actually.
That's our official language. And you know, the difficulty in there. Teachers and I no worry shall say from KG to class 3. Yama want any special training to be able to accommodate them level of combining different languages in teaching in Boframa. It is a Kokrokoo. Teacher people too will take advantage now. Watch Fantina another Evena from KG to be class 3. It is said that Kabufraban be pick some understanding wo bro funimuno. Teacher nankasa wa say Abufrabano from that level too.
And the foundation is always very important.
The foundation
very weak.
It from class 4 no kwana afed what's there yen jay. Don't speak vernacular, bro. For that year, vernacular. I don't know. Still looking.
So it has to be a mix.
And you know, GS in training and teacher for now. How well now you prepare one to be able to combine these about learning materials and assessments and monitoring. And I hear you school one way make sure that what the teachers are actually supposed to do
is what they are doing.
The risk of it in a day. Able to classes to JHS1. Eda grab one complete sentence.
Yeah.
Because Yama one task in a teachers no so amboa my fearful no so amboa there. There's supposed to be a transition, a balanced local language. The good thing about local language and English in there. A binum was sure that walk to school I want to brofunti. My men and brofu or force my neighbor with your brofu fee. Because so one force abo fraban one ka brofu fee. Osrodo ku school a school brofu nanka come back. Whilst uncle said that mother tongue and said Osia will fee. Name oba school now school no gradually will processing ordinary brofu. So I believe that the education ministry we don't just pass policies for policy's sake.
We should think through.
Or said that you make sure the police in the bar now can't say you be provide
teacher for books,
teaching materials, assessment. You be with them entire space. Ninti say in the moko school be class 3 Now me pede me test assessment in the abufraba no. Or said that basic English be on man me bisa abufraba na. Or said that utu mo pass. Say local language so na be bisana or say that utum or pass. Then you know that now dream no we process a balance between the English language and the mother tongue na odi grow na odidi.
Talking about the mother tongue, ended that na Fred Agbanyo trahaye di demon come Fred Agbanyo MP for Boehm. Now he raised a very interesting angle. And Pocho oye fanti. Oye fin.
Ofia pam.
Okay, inti a pass ho. But fair to say, Ebia Efanti, Oye, Frafreni.
Jore bisa memi na makwa igbe na ali.
Inti I was an antina too. Na Anaya Fantini, Oye Igbe, Ana Igbe, we and Cranny. Inti Moye Ligua Francan, Moye L1, because Ebia, our Inti Igbe. Oye so Ntefante. Inti kasa wako ufia brofu. Inti womba nankasa no. One L1, one initial language no. Oye brofu.
Yeah.
Na we post to Fanda ye lawyer age more attorney generals we post to Ashanti region. Na ese oba no reko KG 1 to 3. Wanyin nketwi. On nketwi ufie. So I'm saying to buttress all points there. Or kind of you don't make policy for policy's sake. I don't know what you make of it.
You see, Kwame, the internment of them policy no. Onye chinchina de abufraba no. Ebe na de with the mother tongue with the L1. Or you to guide and help a moframa na Waruba school ni de say brofu ni nyiwa enforcing the there ede brofu no ede be chere.
Fani krom kasa che.
Fani krom kasa.
Na awuti chenyi na we post to fantena ente fante so be
den.
Enti na meka den.
Yeah.
Them policy no reba or say that ye dey na kade ye dey come.
Does it count? Onye easy them.
So when you are bringing up the policy, you need to be very careful. Onya dem a say manayeki na nim that dem schools any teachers na wo be dem balance na. Then you decided that then for supervisory sake, you know, you had the brofo near bed, you had the bachelor one. But and the brofo now say Afraba no may find it because depending on where you are coming from and where the child is.
Yeah.
So may find they say the party that Fred Aboyoke in the house, a prayer be a gun. One answer brofo no work with you. It's Abufraba no brofo na wa picking up. But Waku school, Oko school, no teacher na or child no. Or said or the local language, ebia Oku school Accra. It's majority of one hour class and a gun and a worker. It is a teacher no richer adena. Or richer even the gun alongside the English. Or bois abufraba no man so or pick some of the local language, which is very important because class no oru konenim no on them of farmer no on one bed on one casa.
Yeah.
I picked gun snippets from school at this other college.
Okay.
Because me and Kofa no going now. Who if you can? Enti say takra de na me de me fanti na ma me ba Cape Coast no me ba bete in Krakra from my people. Moko Israel so moko kwate Dagbandi kakra wo hono. Then it situates you as a complete person. It for more from and don't say that you're stress one. But the policy should have a guidance. Obuama teachers in a supervision in our boils down to supervision. And then the logistics now
interesting. Sampine says on this mother tongue wahala, who decides the mother tongue or L1 of the pupil? Growing up, I spoke Aworin, Asante Chi, Fante, and English. Who was to select my tongue in Jubilee Boys School in Cape Coast? That is the interesting part. But by the way, tell Chief Baini, Chief Hamilton Kweku Baini, that his admonition to us not to play politics with LGBTQ will just hit a cul-de-sac. Good morning to him.
I know that Angolian will go there.
Now this one says, Akentin Apia Menka in his autobiography, A River and the Sea, recounts how to be accepted as a student, he was made to shave his natural dreads, which his family believed should not be shaved. Eventually, he shaved it and enrolled in school. Now, let's all answer the following questions. Did shaving his hair stop him from becoming a renowned industrialist? Did it stop him from becoming a lawyer? Did it stop him from becoming a politician and a statesman? Education, like a texter said, is preparing one for purpose. And I don't believe hair and wigs management are part of it. Osei Kofi Aqua, National Comms Director, CPP. Okay, let me to okay, Mike from Bogo. So Mike says, how can we teach with a local dialect in a class made up of Akans, Evers, Hausas, and co-pupils or students? Mike, that is the conversation. Now, this one from Phillips in Takrade. This language issue is a difficult one. My brother-in-law speaks only English. His father is Ever and the mother is Fanti. So they spoke only English. My mother was transferred to Ho, where my sister was young, so she picked the Ever language. So my nephews only speak English. Whenever they travel to the village of the father, it's my sister who translates to the husband what is going on. Phillips, that's another interesting aspect. This one says the teachers must then be multilingual in especially the cosmopolitan areas, and that will be very difficult. You're right on that. Very, very difficult. Brother, Mite.
Kwame.
Yes.
There's this development so education level no word no another year about Moframa one school, particularly senior high school. What's this a one my young German now won't go school.
How?
Yeah.
And
that is actually the policy direction. A ban or driver, and it is
a student is pregnant.
Students,
and should be allowed to continue. How possible?
And that is the challenge.
What's when you're on sorry now
on school.
We'll have to understand. Mente.
It's mark out to it.
Okay.
And the difficulty because Abofraba walk school. Now, walking you. Now, what in school now? One you obi in the medical condition. To some extent, even if she records, some of the children in Puwe, when you remember, or she won't walk confirm during a day. After time at school, never realize no, I complicated. I didn't call hospital. I walk with him. Then the parents come back and they come and hold the school responsible. Yet our father no one move school, or you move here in our debate. It's, in talking about long hair, mother tongue, and the rest, we need to also have a discussion around about year for that year treat the mother, because I'm sure you're so that then we are encouraging
stretching it.
Them Subano. Abofraba neighbor school for 3 years. Now, Waka Kenyum. Nurse there's on your man. On finding the school name, teachers know one. Or feel good name of farmer. So many inconsistencies. I would appeal and many minister, Honorable Haruna. You better have, and I also table this with the Education Committee or Parliament.
Please do.
And we would even file, make sure they able to be afraid. Minister for Education or Aban will be briefing on this particular issue. Abano or Faduna OD treat so that we can have a very sanitized secondary education
Let me take my very last comment from Dr. Jones Opokuwari. He says, Chairman General, good morning. On the matter of hair, my fear from a purely criminal behavioral standpoint is the tendency for these young students who are at the stage of developing their identities to use their hair as a tool of social defiance and rebellion. It can be used as symbols of rebellion by people. Kwame, have we asked ourselves why the first act to imprison someone is to shave off their hair when incarcerated? It is part of the discipline. Dr. Jones Opokuwari, he is also a criminologist. And then this one says, the policy on pregnancy is that the child should take leave to go and have a child. After that, she comes back to school. So that is the policy. And at this point, I'd like to name the person, former Director General Ghana Education Service, Professor Kwesi Opoku Amankwa.
I think no, a fine policy.
Yes, or say the policy is the child should take leave to go and have the child. After that, they come back to school. Okay. So that is the policy as at this point. Minim say in Bema. Professor Opoku Amankwa, I say thanks for the clarification. We live and learn every day on Kokrokoo. Hey, Tama, so Yampone. Nye de bia ni beka politics bia. Yampone. Chief, ya boy mano without going into politics.
I mean, I said, yeah, boy, mine, that champagne or head.
But it happened. 5 minutes to 11. Main fan choco because the only last thing left is MPP matters. But on a running story. Or baby, you.
1 minute to put
now in 1 minute.
Because men would a Kwame dating a granny.
Oh, me.
A paddy or solo babaco.
Hana.
I know you true.
Hana.
Former
Paula folk with them in the matter.
Also spending. Also, opera or back for chairmanship. Besides, one more in amnesty and I'm and you know, but honorable, I know people amnesty no cover the period to but one contest. I think no, okay. On there, and for sacrifice. Enti abandama oye. Kwame, say about puna ere.
So
Kwame, because yes,
my main can about aspirant at walk rounds. Media landscape now. His Excellency, the former Vice President, Oba Pro, Brian Champ, Oba Pro, Kennedy, Jap, Oba Pro. 31st January 2026 is just around the corner. But mana yen kasa ina obema
in the Suban
or Niusu ni emba no obema or chinebi obi ejine do no da hwede MPP I crowd there yebotumi ababedi omane ni mana. So I will just appeal to all the aspirants, not only them, but when I be the chief na one kasamafu. The woman yen very decorous. Woman yen
kasa no hotel.
Woman yen kasa no hotel. Na yen for bu yen fama ubia because in pay for no ubia sefata once a party na man kwande otu mojina ne de. No chede nipa no o sefata de otu odi. But enene nya adwena no chede kwa kasa na fegu nipa ne ufi another twa akohwisem for to nipa no just because you want to promote your candidate. See, I will appeal to everybody within this national party space there. Woman yen kasa ne hunto.
Food for thought.
Yeah, obia yebe.
Honorable join him there.
Isaac Boamanyako ye mrashe bedwini Ifia constituency chief Baini former deputy national organizer.
Honorable Ashebe Mama Ken.
Ken that's then.
Na me Ken do you know one candidate to grow play up.
Okay. Play up. At this school.
I can, yeah, Santa Claus, yeah. I never can. In the meantime, happy birthday to LFW, Elizabeth Frimpoma of Insom Fire Service Station. Elizabeth Frimpoma of Insom Fire Service Station. Happy birthday from ASI Oredu Samuel International Mbonsu. And then also to you, Adepa Efia of Kumasi Santa, say from the family to you, enjoy your day, Adepa Efia. And then one to Regina Kokrokoo of Judicial
FM. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any painting be paint. The luxury acrylic paint. Paint me champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab